Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So, I wanted to talk about Thomas Bryant's debut last night for the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers finally beat a team that they should actually fucking beat. They beat the Pelicans last night, I believe 119 to 104. Don't quote me on it. It's usually not good at remembering the score of the game. But, yeah, it was 119 to 104. Tyrese Halliburton had 21 points, 10 assists, and 3 steals. Thank you, Tyrese Halliburton, for the double-double and getting that 9th assist in the last, 40 seconds of the game because it saved my parlay. I actually hit on my parlay last night for, the first time ever. Well, not the first time ever, but the first time in, over a year. But Thomas Bryant looked very good. Thomas Bryant had 7 points, 2 rebounds, a three-pointer, and a block, I believe. And immediately he came in and was boxing out, getting rebounds, right? He scored I think 5 points in 7 minutes or something like that when he first got in, or some crazy shit like that. As soon as he got in, he was an immediate impact. And it's kind of astonishing to me how we traded, I think, a 2031 second-round pick swap for this guy, and there are people who are literally acting like it's the end of the fucking world. It's a very small, portion of people, but there's some people who are just I can't believe we traded a draft pick for this. So I'm it was we literally, it's a 2031 second-rounder, and it's a pick swap. You know what I'm saying? It's we're not going to care about that. That's 5 years from now, okay? We basically traded a fucking, 8th grader for our boy Thomas Bryant. So, you know what? I think also, apparently he got in and immediately started working on the offense and the defense and understanding their schemes and everything like that. And I think that's relatively impressive. I think anytime you trade for somebody and they come in and they're immediately okay, I got to learn the system, right? I got to learn their defensive schemes and all this other stuff. I think that's a huge win. I think getting a player who's that smart, who can execute that, is I think a big deal. I think Thomas Bryant is a guy who has the ability to be an impact player on this team long term. I know it's just one game, but I know what he's capable of from seeing what he did when he was a starter for the Lakers for the few games that Anthony Davis didn't play, and he was really, really good. I don't understand the whole people wigging out over stupid shit. That's the one thing I just don't understand about the Pacers community. It's if you are bring up a trade about anybody, somebody somewhere has something negative to say about it, and I'm just okay, whatever. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. But this was something that is something we're not even gonna care about to pick up Thomas Bryant, and people are I can't believe we traded a draft pick for him. I'm people say this before they even watch the dude play. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I'm glad, I hope after last night, people kind of understand what I was talking about. I literally said Thomas Bryant's a solid player, and everybody was I don't know, it just seemed everywhere I looked, for the most part, it was more overly, more people were positive on it than there were negative people on it. But the people that were negative, I was bro, it's obviously they have never watched this dude play basketball a day in their lives. He's a good player. He's a solid player. I actually think by the time the season's over, I have a feeling he will be on the roster long term in some way, shape, or form. He's on an expiring deal, 1 year, $2 million. And honestly, like I said in the last video, he's the closest thing to an insurance policy on Miles Turner you're gonna get without calling the insurance company. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that's a really good teammate. Also it's pretty cool because he's going to get a lot more opportunity with us than he did with the Miami Heat. One of the big issues he's had throughout his career is he gets minutes, he plays well, and then teams put him back on the bench and just fucking leave him there. And at least with us, with all the injuries we have, he's going to get a whole lot more opportunity in Indy than he would probably anywhere else. The sad part is I worry that Thomas Bryant will become Jalen Smith, one of those guys that just gets traded to our team, didn't get a lot of minutes with their first team, comes to us, gets decent minutes, puts up good numbers, and then we lose him in free agency to somebody who just offered him a whole hell of a lot more money, which is a possibility, but I'm excited for it while it's here. More stuff from the game last night. Obi Toppin played very well. Andrew Nembhard played very well. Last night was a night where pretty much everybody played decent. which normally doesn't happen. It was nice to see the team actually playing defense, too. There was a couple times where Obi Toppin looked like he was playing defense. Obi Toppin was on fire last night. The dude was just not missing. So, I know we're at a point now where, it's December 16th. December 15th is officially passed. But I'm glad that, this seems kind of like a good fit with Thomas Bryant. And, it's also like, it's one of those things where I think it will only get better over time as well. He's a guy that I think just really needs opportunity. And I think we're obviously going to be the team that gives that to him. There's a lot of talks at the moment about trades, especially with Jarris Walker. Obi Toppin's a guy that's like, you want to trade him, but do you really want to trade him? He's a guy that offensively is very good and provides a lot off the bench. But it's like I have to see more out of him defensively before I'm like, yeah, he's a guy you should just keep. It depends, man. Like I feel like this team could get better. But at the same time, it's like if you're gonna trade Obi Toppin, you better get something good back for it. Same thing with a lot of the other guys on our roster, like Jarris Walker, right? Jarris Walker's a guy that I look at and I'm like, yeah, he's most likely going to get moved at some point. But it's just for now, he's shooting the three well. I'll give him that. He's shooting the three well all year. I mean, granted, this is kind of like Jarris Walker's rookie year. I don't know what direction the team's going to go in. I feel like getting a backup center was a priority for them, and they finally got it. But now the thing is, it's like, what do you do going forward? Do you just keep the roster the way it is, or do you try to get something else to maybe put your team over the hump? I don't know what the front office is going to do. I no longer really know what a move looks like for this team because Obi Toppin's not playing out of his mind. And if we are, like, my problem is, like, I have to see it consistently before I'm like, let's just keep him. He's always been a good off-the-bench guy as far as scoring, but defensively, the dude's basically a traffic cone. And to be a championship-level team, you have to have some type of defense. You also have to have size, something this team lacks a lot of. I'm hoping Thomas Bryant fixed a little bit of our rebounding problems, but that remains yet to be seen. But I thought he played very well. I thought he played very well last night in the limited amount of minutes we did get to see him. And he's a guy that I have a feeling the front office is going to fall in love with as the season progresses. I'm shocked. He's been on a couple teams. He's been on a championship team. I think he won a championship with the Lakers. Then he went to Denver and then to Miami and then, he went back to Miami and all this other stuff. So he's been bouncing around the NBA for quite a while. But he looked high energy guy. Seems like he's got a good personality about him. So I don't know. We don't play another game until Thursday. And maybe this will be a nice reset that this team needs. Where it's Monday, so they're going to have like 4 days off. And who knows? I mean, they could come out rusty. That's always a possibility too. But this is a good time also to get Thomas Bryant acclimated with everything a little bit more understanding of the offense and stuff like that. So, yeah, I like it. I've wanted Thomas Bryant on this team for a long time. I just never thought it would actually happen. And the idea that they traded essentially an 8th grader for him, I think is even better. I think he's a steal. I think he's a diamond in the rough pickup. I think he's a guy that is going to provide a lot of really valuable minutes off the bench. And it's good, too, because it gives Miles Turner a bit of a break as well. And, I understand you can't run, you can't run Miles Turner 40 minutes a night. I mean, yeah, you can run him maybe 30 and play Obi Toppin 10 minutes at the center, but that's kind of less than ideal. So, you know what? I like Thomas Bryant, and that's pretty much it. Tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.